Welcome everybody to another exhilarating courtroom episode of Lockdown 23 in 1. That's right, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to witness a defendant zoom into a Zoom court here in about 90 minutes late. And when he does show up, if you were to ask me, is nothing but raw entertainment. And you know, millions of people watch these kind of clips strictly for entertainment value. But I want y'all to understand that when I show these guys get sentenced, it's for people to understand what they could be facing, especially these individuals on probation, man. A lot of people out there think that they could just play the game however they want. Depending on what judge you go in front of, man, you could get smoked and your whole life ruined. Like we seen the other day, that guy, I believe he was in there for just a technical violation. The judge gave him 8 years. So yeah, these videos can be very entertaining, but I'm also hoping that they get seen by the people that are on these dark paths, man, and turn around from them. You're facing years to decades in prison if not. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video or all things lockup and crime related, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today.
Can you hear me yet? Is it
I can understand the words you're saying.
Is it working yet?
You're mumbled.
Is it working yet?
No. Your audio is not your video.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on since 3:30. I didn't know my video wasn't working though.
Yeah, it doesn't count if you're not there when I call your name. You owe those officers that came by your house a debt of gratitude, or you'd be sitting in jail.
Yes, ma'am.
You thank them for coming by and making that public service to you.
You're working now, ma'am?
I'm serious, Mr. Michael. You owe those gentlemen some gratitude.
For sure.
If they hadn't been willing to go by your house and wake you up, I would have just issued bench warrants.
Hold on, man. They had to get deputies to go to this guy's house to wake him up. Wake him up to go to Zoom court. Did they kick his bed? I had no idea they even do this type of stuff. I thought when the deputies are sent your way, man, it's only to arrest. But I guess this court has a lot of leniency. But he does owe them a great deal of gratitude, because it could have been a failure to appear one-way trip to jail. And speaking about failure to appears, alright, if you ever get any of those on your record, it makes it very hard to get bonds later on down the road. So those are the type of charges you don't want to get. But moving on, this guy definitely seems to be moving a little bit funny.
Hey,
All right, let's get
my
on.
video is working, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let's
bro.
get on with the order of business here. You were supposed to be here at 1:30 and it is now 3:05, and you wouldn't even be here now if the officers hadn't gone to your house or wherever you are.
Yeah, he's moving a lot.
Apparently you're not at home.
Yeah, ma'am. Not until this court date, I hope.
Apparently they knew where to find you. So again, you're lucky in that respect.
Oh, this just keeps getting deeper and deeper. He's not even at his house. But somehow the deputies knew exactly where to go find him. They know all his sleeping spots, man. That's unheard of. This is the district attorney or county attorney. She's looking at him like he's about to get smoked.
All right, we're going on the record now, sir. Are you awake?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what's going on, where you are?
Yes, Judge.
We are on the record in 2023 CR 80 and 2023 CR 96, both captioned State of Kansas versus Jacob William Michael. The state appears by and through County Attorney Jill Gillette. Mr. Michael appears in person and pro se via Zoom. It is now 3:07 p.m. and he was to be here at 1:30.
I can't stop moving my head with him. It's driving me nuts.
He called in and then apparently fell asleep and didn't answer. So the officers had to go by his home to try to find him, to wake him up. Couldn't find him, so they went to another location he might be at, and they found him and woke him up.
By the looks of it, Your Honor, it looks like he hasn't went to sleep in 2 years.
Public service the officers did. They didn't have to, but they have saved bench warrants. Mr. Michael, you need to Pick a location, stay seated, and keep your camera on you, please.
Yeah, stop
Okay.
moving, bro.
Sir, this is your first appearance in 2023 CR 80. In this case, the state is charging you in count 1 with domestic battery
Ah!
that on or about the 22nd day of April 2023 in Greenwood County, state of Kansas.
No.
You did unlawfully and intentionally cause physical contact with a family or household member in a rude, insulting, or angry manner, the family member being this. Okay, keep your camera where I can see you, please. Thank you. As charged, this is a Class B person misdemeanor. There is a mandatory must serve 48 hours in jail up to 6 months. There is a mandatory minimum fine of $200 up to $1,000. Now the court can waive the jail time if instead you do a certified domestic violence offender evaluation by a certified evaluator and comply with all the recommendations of that evaluation. In count 2, sir, you're accused of disorderly conduct. The state is alleging that at that same date you did use fighting words
Oh,
or
no.
engage in noisy conduct tending reasonably to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others, to wit, Aubrey Maxwell. This charge is a Class C misdemeanor. If convicted, you could serve another 30 days in jail and you could pay another fine of $500. In count 3, you're charged with criminal damage to property. The state is alleging on that same date, you did, by means other than fire explosive, either damage or destroy
He'll remember
or
that.
deface or substantially impair the use of property, to wit, a cell phone, in which another, to wit, Aubrey Maxwell, had an interest without her consent, and that the damage you did was under $1,000. As charged, this is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. You could serve another 6 months in jail and pay another $1,000 fine.
He don't care, man. He don't care.
Mr. Michael, do you have any questions about these charges or their possible penalties that I could help you with today?
No, ma'am. Other than the 2 last ones you said are new. I didn't get those ones until today. But whatever. I mean, it don't mean anything. Just the others are new. I didn't understand what happened to you. But no, ma'am.
Mr. Michael, are you on any drugs today or alcohol?
Of course not.
No, ma'am.
Just coffee.
I'm sitting on the edge of bed and I can sit up a little bit.
I'm sitting on the end of it. You can't pull the wool over Miss Webster's eyes. She's seen these tricks time and time again.
You're still what?
I'm sitting on the edge of bed. On the edge of a bed, I can sit up a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm just concerned about your slurred speech and your jerky movements there, that maybe you're under the influence of something.
Ma'am.
No, definitely
Make
not.
sure you understand what you're doing today and what's being
Yes,
said.
ma'am. Yeah, I do a lot there.
Okay, are the officers still with you?
I know they came hard. I mean, but they actually, I did fall asleep, but I woke up before they came in here and told me I had to hurt.
All right, we're gonna go on. 2023 CR 96.
Look at District Attorney, man. He's making her laugh. She's rethinking the whole smoke project. I can almost guarantee by that smile, he ain't going to jail.
Did you say the officers were still there?
Oh,
No,
no.
ma'am, they're not.
Oh, no. She wants him to do
In
something.
2023 CR 80, you're charged in that case that's one we just did. Excuse me, just a moment. I'm going to take just a brief recess.
Thank God, he says this is time for me to move around a bit. Just me and you, District Attorney. How are you today, ma'am? Feel like letting some guys off the hook today? That's what I would have said to her, man. I would have been having her laughing. Yeah, let me get out with this PR, man, please.
All right, where did he go?
Oh no, he vanished again. Call the deputies back.
Miss Gillette, do you want to unmute?
I don't know, Judge, but the officers are there outside his house.
Oh no.
Well,
He probably
if he were
ran.
in the courthouse in this condition, I would order him to be taken into custody and tested because I don't know that he's going to remember this hearing. So he's failing to appear. Can we just have him brought into custody and tested? And then if he's still, basically I'm issuing a bench warrant for his arrest. And if they'll bring him in and get him tested.
Dang.
And if he's sober, they can bring him back in front of me at the courthouse. If he's high, we're gonna have to wait until he comes out of it so that he'll know, because he's got to have a meaningful reading of rights and charges. And I just am afraid he's, like I said, not going to even remember this.
That's right, Your Honor. Play it by the book, man.
So you want
Play
to
it by the book.
with the UA ordered?
Yep.
Something stronger than that. We can start from you.
I'll call the officers.
He needs some smelling salts.
Thank you.
Judge, he's on the phone and he's going to try to log.
Hang on a second, man. The district attorney's got a racer gaming chair. Wow, I wonder if she plays Gran Turismo.
He's on the phone and he's going to try to log back in.
Okay, well, I still want him to pick him up. So just kind of, you say they're outside his house, just have him wait a minute, Missy, and don't tell him they're going to come in and get him because I don't want him to bolt on him.
Plotting.
He's just not in any condition right now for first appearances.
District attorney loving it. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going to happen if the court suspect you of being elevated. Some deputies are coming your way to give you a urinalysis. And they're not going to do it from your house. They're going to handcuff you, take you down to the precinct or whatever, do it there. And if he fails, man, it's going to set off a chain of events. One, it's going to look horrible for him in the courts when he goes to get sentenced for those other crimes. Two, chances are they're going to throw him into some kind of drug program, added to the programs he has to do for the domestic violence situations. And three, the judge said if he is dirty, they're going to issue a FTA, failure to appear. And that's a whole nother crime in itself. He's got to go in front of the judge once again and explain himself there. I'm sorry, Your Honor, we couldn't go along with the court process because I was high. If that is the case, the judge ain't gonna fly for that. Chances are he'll get a couple days in jail. And guess what? More court costs and fees added to the list. And then who's to say, what if he's on probation? Guess what? I've seen people get sent back to prison behind a failure to appear, which is a violation. It's a new crime, even though it's very petty. It doesn't matter. It sends people back to prison. So all this stuff coming from a dirty urine put together is just digging them a bigger ditch. And to many people, it's a ditch that they can't get out of. It becomes a revolving door in and out of jail. Takes a drug program, fails it, back to jail. Gets on probation, messes up, back to jail. And that's how people end up doing life on an installment plan. So let me close it out by saying this. One, if you want to get out the system, get off probation, any of that good stuff, you got to play by the book. You got to become an angel. And that means staying drug-free and crime-free. That's the only way. And number two, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're going to court via Zoom, from your living room or secretly on top of the toilet, if you mess up, the judge will send some deputies your way to hem you up. Don't think for a second they won't. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I got plenty more content coming your way. 2 different kinds of montages. Got one of altercations in public and another one of inmates in prison. So be on the lookout for those, and the only way to do that is by hitting that notification bell, setting it to all. In the meantime, though, as always, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, stay free.